Welcome back.
Welcome back to part 2 of Chrono Trigger.
When world peace, or peace of the world, people don't know what to do themselves with delicious or delightful looking humans. But they can stick around for an organ title. It's a real killer. You can use some food in the place to rest. Oh, what's this? A hairpin with Guardia's royal crest on it. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Guess what, folks?
Fiends! Or
that was the trick, and we are the treat. Let's kill them.
Yeah. Fiends, otherwise known as mystics. In this world, they're the only ones capable of using magic.
Yeah.
Alright.
And so thus there is a rather understandable fear of them.
Yep, considering that most people aren't able to deal with their physical resistance. Yeah, their physical resistance is rather high, so thus they're more or less are more susceptible to magic. Fortunately, Chrono and Luca do have magic techs available. Luca has Flame Toss or Flame Thrower, and Chrono has Wind Slash. See, Chrono's physical attack didn't do much. Flurry Toss in 106.
Damn.
And, oh, Wind Slash.
Which is a light elemental.
Yep. Uh-oh.
Whack.
Oh. Slice.
Wow.
Oh. A frog that speaks Old English.
Sadly, this will be missed in the DS version.
I didn't mind that. He still retains his actual mannerisms and his politeness, his code of honor, as it were.
True. I think in the Japanese version, Frog spoke a more, I guess, more old, Japanese.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Let's go with the frog. Yeah, we'll deal with him. Well, yep, his name is, Frog will do. He's got some muscle for a frog. Yes, let's search the environs. Anyway, Frog starts off at level 5, and he already has a tech available. Oh.
Slurp.
Yep, which is... Well, it'll do decently. We need somebody who has a healing ability.
And I believe he'll be getting Slurp cut pretty soon.
Yep, and only 15 tech points needed.
This is a good idea to get, especially if you want to deal with the boss here very quickly.
Yep. Anyway, oh yeah, this is actually one of the few tracks that Uematsu composed for the game. Yeah, silent light, or light of silence. Oh, Wind Slash didn't do that much. These guys are also slightly resistant to magic, and have an equal resistance to physicals. So, either way, Luca, of course, her primary strength is magic, so try refraining from using her physical attack unless you want to save MP.
Personally, I'd probably just use physical attacks on these guys with just both Chrono and Frog, and then have Luca take care of what is left of them.
Yeah, Frog is, of course, water element. Obviously, he's a frog. And this is why I held off on buying a weapon, a steel saber.
It's rather handy.
Hey, you're humans. Oh, they're hiring the queen in the back? We'll save her. Yeah, these tabs, they're power tabs, magic tabs, and speed tabs. Speed tabs are the most rare. There's only almost 20 or 30 of them in the whole game. Well, depending on which version you're playing. And you want to save those tabs until the very end. And a maiden suit, new armor for Luca.
Yeah, she'll need that, considering her defense is rather low for this area.
Ooh, a secret nugget at Bromide. Humans!
Attacking the Bromide!
Get them!
Get who?
Henchmen.
Us?
underlings. They are horribly weak to magic, of course, just like just like most other mystics.
I believe, if I recall, the mystics are pretty much, how should I put it? Descendants of,
well,
they're the predecessors of the demi-fiends of sorts, or demi-humans.
Yeah.
Which, in Chrono Cross, are radically, for most humans,
yeah, well,
bigoted.
Yeah, because most people in Chrono Cross are racist against demi-humans.
Then again, a certain villain in the game doesn't help that problem.
Anyway, ooh, we got another revive. Oh, sorry, am I intruding? What's with the disguise? They think we're mystics. Well, Frog can get away with that. Oh boy. Ooh, Yakra? Oh, he impersonated a Chancellor, huh? No wonder the Queen got captured.
Ah, now this is handy.
Yep. Just follow him and you'll get access to a secret room. And, whoop! More imposters, no doubt. 100 gold. Very kind. He's a mystic. Jakub was just as pleased. And an ether.
How, in our timeline at 1000 AD, the mystics have pretty much settled elsewhere and have pretty much took to hiding, though they do not appreciate humans. The only human they truly ever appreciated
is this guy, Magus.
Who has his own fan club.
Funeral dirge. Yeah, right.
I usually just let these guys do their song and dance, just because, I don't know, it feels wrong to let them, sing that much for a rather okay bloke. Even though he's our main villain for pretty much about the first third of the game.
Yeah, basically, well, I'll say this much: Magus's motives for war on Guardia, they're not really explained in this version. They're more or less explained in the Japanese version. But I'll explain more about those motives when we actually get to the fight with Magus proper in the actual run. I more or less already said them in my sneak peek, but in case people didn't watch that, good for you. Oh.
And yeah, we'll enjoy ourselves by killing you, Nashers.
90 HP.
That's actually a fairly decent amount.
Yep. Critical hit.
Usually when Frog does a critical, not very many things live.
And wow, the wave actually connected on one.
Good.
Yep, they're all weak to magic.
Just like I'd expect.
I mean, I'll even demonstrate this when I actually invade Magus's castle. And we just learned one of the best techs in the game, X Strike.
One of the best double techs, yes.
Basically, it's Chrono and Frog using Cyclone and Slurp Cut combined, or to do a very brutal physical attack.
It's a single attack, but damn, does it hit hard as hell.
In fact, I believe I will demonstrate. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to demonstrate.
Okay.
I'm close to a save point anyway. Ouch.
That's fairly high at this point.
Yeah, for these particular enemies. Okay, and of course, since everyone has their techs for the moment, no tech points are gained. Yeah, I might get another revive.
I think it's quite a bit before somebody actually gets some decent tech set at this point.
No, the thing is, all the rest of our tech setup is locked.
Up until
Up to another point later.
in 1080.
No.
Well, we'll have to use them to great effect in 1080, but it's just right before that.
Basically,
it's another point.
Yeah, basically, the party will learn how to use magic on their own. Well, not on their own, but you know what I mean. They'll actually be taught how to use magic. Because, quite frankly, ever since a certain time period, humans had ceased to use magic, or at least were unable to use magic, with only monsters being able to.
However, that rather changed in Chrono Cross, where pretty much anyone can use magic as long as they equip their elements.
Yeah, it's kind of screwy, really.
Yeah.
I wanted to get them in a cyclone. So,
It's kind of an odd thing that that pretty much anyone can use elementals.
Yeah.
That was something that didn't really bother me, but now that I think about it, it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of, like I said, it's kind of screwy.
And again, Chrono Cross is kind of screwy to begin with, so...
Not to mention that the game itself is more or less not really worth it in the end.
Well, yes and no. It's a good game. It's really good.
It's just that it suffers from too many problems.
It suffers from the fact that, be honest, if it just went on its own story path and didn't try to connect itself to Chrono Trigger so much at the very end, the game would have been much better as a whole. But the problem is it suffered from the Squaresoft second disc dump, as it were. And by that, I mean the Squaresoft exposition, massive dump, budget cut, you name it. It's happening. Because another game also suffered because of that in development.
And that would be?
Xenogears. Because after disc 1 of Xenogears, the second disc is pretty much narrated by the characters while sitting on a chair, and you just have minor controlled events like certain battles and such. It's pretty much all the stuff that they cut in favor of Final Fantasy VIII, which they moved kind of the department as well as the creative team around on that. Because they wanted Final Fantasy VIII to be even bigger than 7, and to some extent...
It did kind of work, but then again, it didn't really.
No, it didn't. And that's also the reason why also 8's kind of a cluster fuck, as it were, too.
I wasn't really fond of 8, I'll be honest.
I have some fondness of 8. Just... It's mostly just because 8's just one of those games for me as a whole. You know, I have those memories that, I enjoyed of the game way back when, and even though I know how flawed it is and how boring it can be, it's one of those things where I can't necessarily hate it as much as I want to or like to. I can't. It's called a nostalgia filter.
Well, it happens. Anyway, we are coming up on to the boss fight.
If you can't already guess, it's Yakra.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
And we're going to take out all these guys.
Okay, so we get us a little extra EXP.
Yeah, and some extra tech points for later, I suppose.
Oh, critical. Aw, not enough.
It's not enough.
There we go.
Nice shot. Nice shooting, Luca.
Oh, they're giving quite a lot of gold for this area.
Yeah, that is kind of very fortunate.
Anyway, we want to save here, because, again, boss fight.
Of course, and this boss fight's actually a relatively moderate challenge.
Especially in Time's Fury. Where, his normal attack would do like 30 damage or so. His big attack would cause like 70 to 80.
Yeah.
It's time you jumped off this mortal coil. True form, change.
Change now!
Rawr. Reverts to Yakra. Anyway, the tech you want for this fight is X-Strike. He'll deal roughly 150 damage, but he'll counter every attack as long as he's not too close. But that counterattack doesn't hurt that much.
And for the majority of this fight, you're probably just going to want to have Lucas sit back and heal the boys, as it were.
Uh-oh. He's getting ready to do something.
He's getting ready for his needle attack.
Yep. Needle spin. Alright, who needs it? Ow.
Chrono.
Oh, wait. He doesn't need it that bad. They can all endure at least 1 or 2 needles. At this rate. At this rate, 1 needle each. Bong. Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold off. I only use like 1 tonic. If anything, because I'm not sure when the boss will end, and I don't want to waste a healing item beforehand. Dig now will do it.
There we go.
Anyway, wait, charge up and another X-Strike.
One unique thing about this game, as opposed to other turn-based...
See what I mean?
Yeah. As opposed to other turn-based RPGs, the sprites on the screen are actually moving, and they actually have a meaning to it. So you could get prepared on certain things.
Not to mention, this game also has the active time battle system. So yeah, you could choose to play on wait or active. Active is for more advanced players.
We are advanced, but for the sake of this playthrough, we're going to go through it on wait.
Yeah. I only went through active mode once in one RPG, and that's it. As you can see, I'm undamaged.
We don't care. Goodbye.
Actually, we should care.
I don't care for this time.
And yep. Oh boy. Well, I understand. The thing is, it has to be done.
Yeah.
Aww. And he leaves the castle for good. Because he was Queen Lene's bodyguard.
Oof. And so thus he took it like a royal knight.
Yeah. He shut the part for good. But not for giving us a compliment. You have the potential to be a good swordsman.
Now, if you can actually come here with Marlin, he'll actually note that that her resemblance to Queen is uncanny.
Yeah. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Uh-oh. Your timing is perfect. Where's the girl who's taken for you? Uh-oh. Yep, we gotta go back up. She wasn't Leene after all. Nope.
Nope.
So we gotta go
Clearly
back.
no.
So we gotta go back to where she disappeared. And she's back.
You were torn apart by time and space itself.
You were becoming unborn. Yeah, that's pretty much almost is what it's like to die.
Yeah.
That's
Actually, it's worse.
that's actually a rarity. Actually, a Super Nintendo game music where is related to death.
Well, Final Fantasy VI got away with it.
Like I said, it's rare.
And 4 kind of got away with it.
Mm.
But that was mostly with Tella being enraged with anger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even if we'd known her identity, we still would have went along with her to the fair. This is the way he is. He's being a gentleman.
Ah, that he be.
We only went somewhere else, exactly as I thought. More luck at you, there was a resemblance. Uncanny.
Yeah.
And now we can outfit her with new armor, and we're gonna give her a defender for the time being. Alright.
Because she's going to be rather lacking in defense for the next section of the game.
Yep, she's the real deal. Well, twin? Well, there is such a thing as family resemblance, actually. Excuse me?
Yeah, let's go before you undo yourself again.
Yeah. And of course, ever since we managed to save the queen, we're pretty much in King Guardia's debt.
Yeah, in this timeline.
But yeah, pretty much, and of course we're addressed as Sir Chrono now.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah, that frog's done a fine job. Yeah. So now they have to concentrate on the war. Let's see, what does anyone else have to say? We must crush Medicus' troops. And one on the upper right says the same thing as before. Anyway, in case Medicus' troops kidnapped Leene. Yeah, they did!
Yeah, and they were successful.
Nearly caused the death of one of our party members.
They were totally successful.
Except we changed history. Hard to believe she really wasn't Leene. And of course, the Master of Kitchens will complain about this. You never snacked before meals like the other girl did.
Oh God.
I thought she ate too much beer, Queen. They're all gossiping.
Oh God. Now I just imagine the Master Chef being Gordon Ramsay in this timeline.
and you try to whip up some of that ice cream. I'm having another kebab, please. That's not a kebab.
Pot roast!
Yeah, recovers 12 units of life.
I wonder
Or is
what
that,
was called...
or what is that, just like 8 units of life or something? I think in the DS version it's called spiced roast.
Ah.
Yeah, I was playing through Chrono Trigger on my DS before and the DS hinge got broken.
That happened to mine.
So now I'm gonna have to get myself a 3DS at this rate. See? Look at that. See, the shelter's been respawned.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Meh.
Actually, you can avoid the fights in this forest. You just have to go the other way.
That and you gotta know the trigger points. Because certain points on the map will actually trigger encounters. Critical hit.
And the trigger points can be small or large based on what kind of map that you're on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's get going. Before we leave, however, we should probably outfit her with new equipment, but maybe not. Still says the same things before. That was a waste.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, well, we won't be using Marl for the next big fight, so we can wait to outfit her later. And here's the other encounter that is forest, other than those blue imps we fought earlier.
And it's
It's a poly. And they have 99 HP. And
making them
but
slightly tougher.
But the big benefit to this particular encounter, every time you kill them, you get an ether.
Cool.
Yep, 59 gil or gold. You got 1 ether.
Handy.
Yep. 2 points from Aura, and now the fanfare, aka Lucas theme,
which makes a grand return in Chrono Cross.
Twice. Yeah, she just insists that she be treated like a common person. Whoa! And of course she's boasting, but then she's being all embarrassed about it. Mara, on the other hand, she'd be willing to change, their lifestyles around, between the two of them. A portal.
Actually, the Luca's theme is actually used in Chrono Cross as the victory theme every time you win a battle.
And of course, there are 2 variants of that: a Gift of Spring and a Cry of Summer. The Summer one is used for victories against boss battles, or at least very important battles, and when you recruit new party members. Even the useless ones. Makes you wonder, wait, why is that music playing? No!
Yeah. Pierre, anyone?
Yeah, I'll come over for dinner.
Oh, this'll
be fun.
You hear that sound of, oh god, this is the best idea ever.
Anyway.
Jump back into the time portal, do it!
No, we have to escort her home because he's the stoic person.
He's a stoic person that has no line.
Well, except for one during a certain ending.
Slideshow.
And he actually has lines in Chrono Cross. Surprisingly enough, he returns in some form.
Yeah.
You'll see, folks. Look, I'm going to introduce everybody to Mother.
I just like all the interesting comments that she gives out about the characters. Like with Isla, her being way too wild.
Oh, hi, Lolo there. Yes, ooh, an iron bow, bronze helm, and a maiden suit.
Yeah, we'll need that for another section.
Yeah, until we get much better equipment later. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think Marla she has slightly higher attack power than Luca does. Her power stat is higher than Luca's, but then again, her attack power doesn't rely on power. It actually relies on her hit rate.
Yeah, and Marla usually has a slightly better hit rate than Luca does.
Yeah, the thing is, unlike all the other characters, Marla and Luca's power depends on their hit rate. Yeah, I'm gonna fight these guys so I can get her first tech.
Get her first tech and get out of the way.
Yep. 33. There we go. 9 experience, 3 tech points, and she's learned Aura, and we have Aura Whirl.
Cool.
Which of course heals everybody in the battle. You got to run away last time, but not this time. Anyway, sorry, I keep interrupting you.
It's alright. It's your It's your child.
Alright. Anyway. Bonk! Anyway. Yes, we're heading back to Guardia Castle. And in the next part, we'll find out what happens when you actually return her.
Oh yes, it will be glorious. There will be plenty of celebrations. There will be plenty of great things happening.
Not really. See you in part 3.
I'm full of it.